Good afternoon and welcome back to this, the FEI Dressage European Championships for Young Riders and Under 25 Grand Prix. We have a very exciting 5 days lined up for you, with today and tomorrow being the team tests. Then Friday and Saturday we will see the individual competition, and on Sunday it's the turn of the freestyle when the top 18 from each section will compete. However, now we have part one of the under 25 team test. In total, we have 36 athlete and horse combinations from 14 countries.
That's the team competition of the European Championships.
There you can see the team standings for the young riders that we saw this morning. But here is the start list for the under 25. They're riding the intermediate 2 test today.
Mrs. Elizabeth Max Turner from
So
Austria.
at E we have Henning Lerman. At H we have Elizabeth Maxterer. At C Clive Hansel. At M Alban Tissot from France. And at B we have Annette Fransen Jacobus. There you can see the
on our list,
judges around the arena.
And we're welcoming in a few moments the first competitor.
We have 9 horse and riders coming forward first of all, and then we'll have a short break.
Drawn yesterday,
and then we'll see 8 coming forward after the break, and then the second half
in a few moments
will be tomorrow afternoon. So as I said, we had the young rider competition this morning. Germany are taking the lead at the moment in the standings there, with Denmark second. But in the arena now we have the Spanish first competitor coming forward in this under 25.
Spain.
It is Alberto Garcia Albela, and he is riding Estique. He's 25 years old. It's his first European Championships, ranked 16th. This horse is 14 years old. Last time out, they scored 68.618 for second place in this intermediate 2. Scored 70.026 for first place in the Grand Prix. This horse owned by Classic Dressage SL. There you can see the bell has gone. So we just wait for the first combination to join us in the arena for this under 25 European Championships team competition. It is for Spain, Alberto Garcia Albela and Estique. A nice entry to start. Just got to be careful of the rhythm there in the extended trot. Nice and supple in the half pass to the right. Would have just liked to see more bend through the body in the half pass to the left. Now we see the passage Good activity there. Some nice steps in the Piaf, scoring well, 7.5, 16.5. Good transitions as well, keeping the fluency, keeping that activity. Lovely lift in the passage. The high marks could just see a little bit more weight being carried through the hind leg. Good transition into the extended walk, a really lovely stretch there. Pretty good ground cover in the extended walk. Pretty fluent transition up into the canter. Not a lot of difference shown, I don't think, in the medium canter there. 3 5.5s and 2 6s. Lovely positioning in the canter half pass as they come into the pirouette. Yeah, nicely centered, kept the activity pretty well. 4 7s and a 6 5. Better there in the extended canter. I think the judges would just like to see it a little bit more uphill. Really, really pushing from the hind leg. Just losing the bend and the suppleness around the right leg there. Pretty straight, a little bit of swinging on the change to the left. Yeah, well ridden in the ones. The ones are actually better than the twos there. Really nicely covering the ground. Nice moment of suspension. So coming down the final centre line now. Super steps of passage. Really lovely activity. Definitely a highlight for this combination. And into the final halt. What a cracking test from our first in the arena. It is Alberto, Garcia, Albela and Estoque. They're representing Spain.
Combination in this intermediate
Our first combination for Spain, our first combination for this test. You can see there was trending around 66. So we just wait for the scores to be confirmed as we bring those to you in just a moment. And it's very consistent from the judges. It's 66.765 from E, 66.324 from H, and 67.059 from C, 66.912 M, and B, 66.912, giving a total score of 66.794.
First competitor and first score for Spain. Next in the ring for the German team, the Dutch mare Seire by San De Niro and Chess.
So into the arena now.
Selina Söder, Germany.
It is the first combination for Germany. It is Selina Söder and Zoe. Selina's 23 years old. It's her first European Championships. Zoe is 19 years old. They're ranked 27th. They competed in Mannheim last in May, scoring 68.088% in the Intermediate 2, finishing in 8th place. So in now for Germany, Selina Söder and Zoe. Lovely steps in the extended trot. A little bit hurried there towards the end. Great ground cover, and really nice to see that she extended the frame as well, keeping that pole up. This horse looking very supple for 19 years young. Into the passage, keeping that activity that she managed so beautifully in the collected and extended trot. Little bit of a head tilt. She's really bending him to the left there in the piaffe. You should really be straight on that line and then bend as she approaches the corner. Better towards the end. Really lovely transitions though. The rhythm at the beginning just a little bit off in the piaffe as she comes into the extended walk. Really lovely relaxation, taking that contact down. Lovely stretch, enabling that ground cover. Super transition up to the canter. Such an unusual movement, that. So medium canter across the diagonal with a flying change at X. They really have to have good balance in the medium canter. slightly quarters to the left as she came out of the half pass. Really nice in the canter pirouette, very well centered. Enormous ground cover there. Personal best score of 72.059. Lovely in the canter pirouette. Even better there than the one to the left. And now the tempies. Nice and straight there. Plenty of expression. She's piecing together a really lovely test. This is definitely going to be an early score to beat. Just a little bit slow off her aids into the ones. Yeah, you could see that a mistake was going to pop in then. That's very expensive. That's dropping her down to 70. 3s and a 4. Let's hope she can pick up some marks in this last little bit of extended trot and passage. Again, great activity here as she comes down into her final halt. There we have it for Selina Söder and Zoe E for Germany.
Selina Söder
Is certainly going to be a 70% score.
Dankeschön.
Very, very expensive with those 3s in the one-time changes. She asked for it earlier and she just didn't get anything back from the horse. And then she asked a little bit more, and that's when it just started to go a little bit wrong. Other than that, a really lovely, consistent test. Lovely harmony apart from that line. You certainly wouldn't think that this horse was 19 years old. So we just wait for the scores to come through.
So now we are waiting for just one score to be committed for Selina.
And here we go at E 70.147, at H 70.735, at C 70.441, at M 69.853, and at B 71.176. A total score of 70.470, and it's into the lead for Germany. So next into the arena, it's the first rider for Portugal. It is André José Brás, and he is riding Fevereiro.
First competitor of the Portuguese team.
André is 24 years old. It's his first European Championships. Ranked 34th. Last time out, they scored 588 in the Inter 2. That was the 4th place. That was in his home country. Portugal bringing forward a team of 4 for this under 25 championships. So into the arena now for Portugal, André José Brás and Fevereiro. Could just have a bit more from behind there in the medium trot. Sorry, extended trot. Nice activity here in the passage. Just dropping the pole slightly. Interesting from the judges, 3 6.5s, a 7 and a 5 for the Piaf. And 6.5s and 6s for that second Piaf. Really nice transitions in and out of the Piaf. And good relaxation as he comes into the walk. A little bit tense here in the collected walk. Just see him holding himself through the body there in the collected walk. Good in the medium canter with the change. Just feel it falling a little bit flat in the canter pirouette. I'd just like to see a bit more lift, a bit more jump in that. Lovely positioning there in the canter half pass. Yeah, for me that one was better. 3 7s, an 8 and a 7.5 there. Just much better balance. Quite a lot of movement there from the rider. I'd like to see smaller aids going into those changes. Yeah, all very short and compact there in the ones. Again, quite a lot of movement. You can see the rider having to do quite a lot. Just generally, I'd like the horse a little bit more sharper to the aids so that the rider can sit a bit stiller. And there we have it for André, Jose, Brás and Fevereiro, the first representative of Portugal.
André, Jose, Brás and Fevereiro, thank you very much. First competitor of the Portuguese team.
So their personal best, 67.5. Today at E, 65.735, at H, 67.941, at C, 67.353, at M, 66.324, and at B, 67.206. A total score of 66.912. Into second place.
12 for André, Jose, Brás and Fevereiro from Portugal.
Next up, it is the turn of the Netherlands. It is Zoe Kuintjes, and she's riding Cupido.
So orange color goes to my left side, orange color goes to the kiss and cry zone. That means the next
Zoe is 23 years old. It's her third Europeans. Competed in ponies in 2015 and 2016. Won a team bronze in 2016.
The Netherlands.
Ranked 5th in under 25. Cupido 16 years old. Last time out, they scored 70.294%. That was for 5th place. That would be enough to put her in second place today. So into the arena now for the Netherlands, Zoe Kuintjes and Cupido. Lots of elasticity in the trot. Just have a bit more from behind there in the extended trot. Quarters just trailing slightly. You want to see them tracking up in the extended trot. Good reach in the half pass. You can see a bit of tension in the mouth just opening slightly. Well recovered there. The horse just went to drop her a bit in the transition into the piaffe. Well recovered, very well ridden by Zoe. Much better transition into piaffe. 3 8s, an 8.5 and a 7.5, and again good marks for the transitions. Just needs to allow the horse to take the stretch out a little bit more. Can just see him just tucking behind the vertical slightly. And that just prevents the horse from getting that full amount of ground cover in the extended walk. Again, nice positioning there. You can just see the tongue poking out. Going a little bit flat in the canter pirouette. So she needs to rebalance, get the weight on that hind leg. Yeah, again, just going onto the shoulder, and then the horse really struggles to keep that rhythm in the canter. Good in the twos. Plenty of airtime in the flying changes. And getting great ground cover in those ones. A couple of 8s and 3 7.5s. So coming down the final centre line now. Final bit of passage. Lovely activity. Such a nice bounce to the passage. And there we have it for Zoe Kuintjes and Cupido.
Thank you well
for the Netherlands.
Zoe Kuintjes and Cupido, thank you.
Some really, really lovely work. That last passage down the centre line, scoring really well. Also those one-time changes. Some of the best changes that we've seen so far today. Such a shame they had a mistake in the line with the medium canter and the change there. And in the canter pirouette, just falling a little bit flat and a bit on the shoulder. At times there's a little bit of tension in the mouth, but overall a really, really nice job by Zoe. Our first Europeans. And E, 69.118, 68.529 at H, 69.706 at C, 67.059 at M, and 68.676 from B. A total score there of 68.618 and into second place.
Total score 68.618 for Zoe Kuintjes and Cupido, the first participant of the Dutch team.
So next into the arena, it's the first representative of
France. To France.
It is Ella Lostria, and she is riding Kremlin.
And Ella Lostria, France.
Ella is 20 years old. It's her 4th European Championships. She was a junior in 2018 and 2020, and then competed in the under-25s in 2021, finishing 49th. She rode this horse right the way through from 2018, had a different horse for 2020, and then came back to Kremlin in 2021. They last competed in Jari, where they finished with 66.421 in this Intermediate 2 test. That was for 2nd place. This horse 15 years old, and they're ranked 35th. So in the arena. Lostria and Kremlin for France. Just a little bit tight coming around the corner, heading into that extended trot, and you can see the tension coming through in the horse's mouth there. Some good steps. Just would like to see it a little bit softer to the bridle. It seems better now in the half pass. Comes into the passage now. Great lift in the passage. Yeah, again, just some tension creeping in there. The horse just holding himself over the top line. Again there, yeah. Just having some issues in the piaffe. A couple of 5s and a 4. Good relaxation in the walk. Still the horse fiddling a little bit with the contact. A bit early up into canter there. Again, pretty tense in that line, especially in that change. Really varying marks from the judges for that as well. A 4 up to a 7. Pirouette started really nicely there, actually. It was really well centered, and then she lost the balance and it all just went a little bit flat towards the end. Again, a horse just a bit against her hand in that extended canter. See the mouth opening. Good preparation for the canter pirouette. Again, good in the first half. Yeah, better this time. Just would like to see more suppleness around the inside leg. Again, just a little bit tight over the top line. She comes into the 2s. A bit of swinging in those. No mistakes though. Covering plenty of ground in the flying changes. Better there in the 1s. It's so hard when you're riding for the power and you're riding for the big marks to keep that relaxation. It's such a fine balance between power and relaxation, and sometimes one can suffer if you try and get the other one too much. And I think that's what's happened today. She's gone for the power, and that's when those mistakes have crept in. He's tense over the top line, and you'd just like to see him a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more through, a little bit more engaged generally. There we have it for Lostria and Kremlin for France. As I said, just a few too many issues there that have prevented her from getting a really high score. Her personal best is 66.47, and there's so much in there. It's just a shame that the tension it prevents the judges from giving the marks that actually this horse could get. So next up we have a rider for Italy, but we just wait for the score to come through for Ella for France. Just one representative of Italy. It is Beatrice Arturi.
So scores in
and here's the score: 65 from E, 66.176 from H, 65.294 from C, 64.412 from M, and 67.941 at B. A total score of 65.765. That's into 5th place.
Next up
for
is
Ella.
Individual rider for
So
Italy.
back to Beatrice. She's 22 years old. It's her 8th European Championships. Competed as a child in 2015, a junior in 2017, 2018 and 2019, and then as a young rider from 2020 onwards. So this is her first year at under 25s. Ranked 100th. She's riding Destiny OLD. 14 years old, this horse. Last competed in Summerin. Their score in the Grand Prix, 70.898 for first place. Plenty of ground cover there in the extended trot. Very striking horse. A lovely stallion. By Desperados, definitely looks like it's dad. Super lift here in the passage. Yeah, just losing a little bit of fluency in those transitions. Piaffe itself was pretty nice, but the passage was almost a little bit too big to go into a really active, on-the-spot Piaffe. Better this time. I think she just needs to take a little bit more of a half halt as she makes that transition down into the Piaffe. Good relaxation there. Tracking up well. Lovely transition up into the canter. This horse is really off her aids. Really listening to her. Nice clear transitions. You can see she's really showing the difference between the collected work and the extended work. And this horse has such huge amounts of ground cover. Yeah, it was a little bit too open going into the canter pirouette, I feel. Again, I just think she needed to give a bit more of a half halt going into it. An enormous extended canter. She needed to just get him back on the hind leg a little bit more before she asked. Let's see how this one goes. The first pirouette, the one to the left, she scored 2 6.5s, 2 7s and a 7.5. Right, now half halt, get him to sit better. Yeah, kept the balance better this time for me. 3 7s and 2 7.5, so a little improvement on the scores. Again, enormous amounts of ground cover in those changes. A couple of 8s there for the 2s. Oh. Again, was just too forward going into the 1s. That's a real shame. 3s and a 4. That's what I was saying about the last horses, that fine line between relaxation and power. And that's something this horse does very, very well, is looking really content, really harmonious. But at times, I just feel she needs to prepare a little bit more for the movements. It's just a little bit too forward. And there we have it for Beatrice Arturi and Destiny OLD. A really lovely, lovely horse.
Destiny OLD.
A 14-year-old stallion. Really, really wonderful job. Such a super talented horse. And a very, very nice rider. As I said, just needed to prepare a little bit more for a couple of those movements. Just take a little bit more of a half halt. And here's a score, 68.824 at E, 70.294 at H, 69.559 at C, 70 from M and B. So a total score of 69.735, her personal best score, and into second place.
Destiny OLD from Italy.
So 3 more combinations to come forward now before we go into our short break. It is another individual. This time from Norway. Quite a few countries bringing individual riders
to the ring, yes,
from Hungary, Italy,
from
Norway, Poland.
And we see Vadina Altena.
So this time it is Celina Bådstangen, and she is riding Vadinda Altina.
Presented by Celina Bådstangen, Norway.
Celina, 24 years old, her first European Championships. Horse 17 years old, ranked 133rd. Last time out in the Grand Prix, they scored 70.795 for first place. That, in fact, was here in Hungary, not at this actual venue. So into the arena now for Norway, Celina Bådstangen and Bedina Altina. Good ground cover in the extended trot. Could just have a little bit more from behind and a bit more self-carriage for the big marks. Yeah, again, another one that needs a bit more relaxation. Plenty of power. Yeah. It's definitely got lots of movement in the trot work. Just want to see more relaxation over the back. It's quite a mechanical trot. Quite a bit of tension as they go into the piaffe, lots of tail swishing, a bit of swaying behind. Much better relaxation here in the walk. Really nice stretch there. Good activity in the canter, well prepared for the canter pirouette. Nice and centered there. Again, really good ground cover in the extended canter, but would just like to see the frame extend as well. And a little bit of tension creeping through in the mouth. Just climbing a little bit in the canter pirouette. She really prepares for those nicely though, really brings the weight back. Or some mistakes in the twos. That's a shame, that's pulled her down. 4 4s and a 3. better there in the ones. Again, for me, I'd just like to see a little bit more self-carriage in the work. You can see here again, the horse coming behind the vertical, the pole just dropping slightly. Definitely very flashy in the way of moving, but you want, with that flashiness, you want the softness to come with it, and that's what I feel has just been lacking a little bit in this test. Yes, a 4 and a 5 and a 6 for the extended trot. There we have it for Celina Bådstangen and Medina Altina.
And Medina Altina, tack, thank you.
So the sole representative of Norway. We have Denmark and another rider from Spain left to come in this first half of part 1, this under 25 Intermediate 2. And you can already see the next horse and rider coming around the outside of the arena. Just wait for one more score to be confirmed before we can bring that to you. Looking around 66%. Next up it is Denmark.
So,
and it's Caroline T. Elsner.
Just short before the last
and
marks are
Caroline
in.
is riding Alskens Fairfoot.
And here we see the first competitor of the Danish team.
Caroline's 25 years old. It's her 4th European Championships. Won team bronze in 2016 as a junior. Competed in the Young Riders in 2018 and 2019. Competed this horse in all of her European appearances.
This course for Celina
Ranked
Bådstangen
102nd. So we just got the scores coming through, hopefully, for the past rider. No, still waiting on that. But Caroline, her last time out, scored 69.487 for 3rd place in the Grand Prix. Okay, we do have a score now. And it is 66.765 at E, 64.559 at H, 66.912 at C, 68.382 at M, and 67.5 at B. A total of 66.824%. Combination best, and that puts Celina into 5th place. But now we focus on Caroline, and what a first halt that was. Beautifully square. That's odd. A 6.5 from the judge at B. 3 7.5s and an 8. Maybe she wasn't quite on X. And that's why we need those 5 judges around the arena, just to pick up on things. You see different things from different points. Nicely balanced into those half passes. Pretty good activity in the passage here. She's going to have to shorten it up a little bit more to get to the Piaf. There we have it. Quite a bit of travelling there in the Piaf. But as I always say, it's making that decision whether you ask for the Piaf more on the spot and sacrifice the activity, or whether you maybe risk it being a little bit travelling, but keeping the momentum, keeping the activity. She's asked for it more on the spot this time. Much better. Just needs more ground cover here in the extended walk. Barely tracking up there, unfortunately. And the walk's so expensive, both the extended walk and the collective walk, both double coefficients. Just the same as in the Senior Grand Prix. Just a bit of hollowing up into canter. Good change over X, nicely on the aids. Nice in the canter pirouette again, really well centered there. Consistently scoring sevens, a few 7.5s in the canter work. She prepares for the canter pirouette again. Really well ridden. Again, another lovely canter pirouette there. If she wants some more marks, she just needs it a little bit more supple around her inside leg. A little bit more bend through the body. Us riders are always looking for perfection and ways to improve. Again, lovely ground cover there in the extended trot. 7.5s from all of the judges. So she comes down the final centre line now. It is the first representative of Denmark. Currently looking like she's going to get a spot in the top three. And there we have it. It is Caroline T. Elsner and Alkens Pfeiffer. Just sitting a smidge below 70%.
Yeah.
Can the general impression marks just pick her up slightly? We will have to wait and see. So one more rider to come in this half of this under 25 into 2, and then we go into the second half. But here's the score: E 71.618, H 69.118, C 69.265, M 70.147, and B 69.118. A total score there of 69.853, and into second place there for Denmark's Caroline T. Elsner. So we start now with our second round of riders. We start again with Spain. And then we'll have a little break. And we come back with riders from Andorra, Germany, Sweden, Portugal, the Netherlands, Belgium, France, and Denmark. So you can see now going around the outside, It is Sergio Moron Barosco.
So
Sorry,
that
Basoco.
was the first rotation.
And he is
We're
riding
starting again
Farnham
with
L.
the second
It's a 13-year-old
competitor
Danish warm-blood stallion.
Spain. Farnham L. Danish warm-blood stallion by First Reserve and ridden by Sergio Moron Basoco, Spain.
Sergio is at 22 years old. It's his 6th European Championships. Competed as a junior in 2018 and 2019, and as a young rider in 2020, 21 and 22. Finished 4th individually. That was his highest placing in the European Championships in 2021 as a young rider. Competed in all of them on the same horse. Ranked 96th. Last time out was at Hickstead in the UK. Scored 69.735 in the Inter 2 for first place. He also won the Grand Prix with 68.974%. So into the arena now for Spain. Sergio Moron Basoco and Farnham L. Best score there is 69.735. That was in fact his last time out at Hickstead. Tracking up nicely in the extended trot. Just needs to extend that frame a little bit as well. You could just see the nose tucking slightly behind the vertical. Just a few little times where the rhythm gets slightly affected as he asked for the passage there. Not quite enough steps in the piaffe. Yeah, 5, 6s for the piaffe and 6.5s and 6 for the transitions. Better this time. Still want more fluency in the piaffe and in those transitions, but better than the first time. Almost looked like it came as a bit of a shock the first time. Lovely walk, really swinging over the back, good ground cover, really good in the stretching. That's probably the best walk we've seen all day. Again, really varying marks from the judges, 2 7s, a 7.5, an 8 and an 8.5. I'm definitely with the 8.5 there. Lovely and straight in that line with the flying changeover X. Yeah, pretty nice into the canter pirouette. Again, for the bigger marks, we'd want to see more uphill tendency. It was just a little bit flat, but he kept the activity really nicely and it was really well centered. Same in the canter pirouette to the right. A couple of 6.5s, a couple of 7s. Much better here in the frame, actually. It's got better as the test has gone on, looking much more relaxed. Oh no. Oh, that was a real pity. What a shame. 3s across the board. And then just fell on the forehand into that trot transition. Really nice there in the contact. Good activity here in the passage as they come into the final halt. Our second combination for Spain. It is Sergio, Moron, Basoco, and he is riding Farnham L.
You see the Spanish flags waving.
Great supporters.
The cry zone near the woods.
You can see them waving their flags for Sergio. So we just wait for a score to come in. A real shame about those mistakes towards the end. Very expensive. Missing those one-time changes. Luckily not a double coefficient. Pirouettes are a double coefficient, but the tempi changes aren't.
Yeah, the fans on both sides of the arena for Sergio.
So we have a score. It is at E 67.647, at H 66.471, at 6 67.647, at M 67.647, and at B 64.706. Very, very consistent from the judges with 3 on the same score. So 66.824 and into 6th place there. So there you can see the scores for Spain. But now we head into a very short break.
Second round, and now we go.
And we will be back at 2:37. So make sure you join us back. But here you can see the rank order so far. Out in the lead is Germany, Selina Söder and Zoe 70.470. That's the score to beat.
Our ranking, it's Selina Söder in the lead with 70.47 for Germany, followed up by the Danish Caroline T. Elsner with 69.853. Beatrice Arturi from Italy with a personal best of 69.735. And followed up on the 4th place from the Netherlands, Zoe Kuintjes, and on place 5, André Brás from Portugal.
to me. You got me fantasizing about your love. Every night, every day. Feels so good to me. You got me fantasizing about your love. Every night, every day. Feels so good to me. You got me fantasizing about your love. Every night, every day.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the U25 team.
Welcome back to the second half of this Intermediate 2 FEI Dressage European Championships for under 25 riders. We've seen 9 competitors come forward already, and we've seen Spain have 2 riders. They're the only ones so far, but we have an individual now. It is Noemí Baró, and she is representing Andorra. She is riding Cingaro, a 16-year-old Spanish-bred horse, ranked 76th. It's her first European Championships. She's 24 years old. They competed here last. They scored 66.078 for 4th place in the Inter 2. So in for Andorra now, it is Noemí Baró Arroyo and Cingaro. Lovely activity in the extended trot, covering the ground well. Generally not this breed's strongest point. They come into their own in the collected work, in the piaffe and the passage. Could have some more bend through the body, especially in that half pass to the left. So into the passage now. Great activity here. Lovely lift. Just dropped off her aids a little bit in the transition into Piaf. Much better here in the passage. Again, just starting to get better in the second half of the Piaf there. Was almost trying to have it a little bit too on the spot and just sacrifice the activity. Better the second time though, 4 sevens and a 6. The first one was 6.5, 2 6.5s, 2 6s and a 4. It does actually state on the test sheet that they are allowed to move forward by 1 meter. So I think if I was her, I would have used that. Nice obedient transition up into canter. Oh, that's a shame. The transition was great and she had a lovely flying change over X and then he just changed back again. Just a bit too keen to do his tempi changes. Just fell a little bit flat on the second half of that canter pirouette. The first half was really lovely. She had great energy, really nice and uphill, and then it just got a little bit flat on that second half. Again, another problem with the flying change, just changing too early. Changed at the beginning of the diagonal rather than the end, so she actually got 1s and a 0. Let's see if she can climb back. I feel like he's been waiting to do these all test. Really lovely line of 2-time changes. Nice and straight. Oh no. Another mistake in the 1s. 4s from the judges. I was really hoping she'd have a clean line and be able to go above 60%. Still time in the extended canter and the final centre line. She's back up to 6.5. Nice energy in the passage. A few 7s, a 7.5, and a lovely halt to finish with for Noemí, Baró, Arroyo, and Sinago.
And Singaro. Thank you.
I really hope she can break into the 60%. Such a shame about those mistakes right at the end of the test. He was just a little bit too keen to show off his flying changes, which he does very, very well, but A few thrown in unnecessarily, unfortunately, today. The thing is, in the Grand Prix, the line of changes comes much earlier. And so when he went to do his medium canter with the flying change, he was just anticipating. It's been a long time since I've seen a 0 on a score sheet. Actually, it's been put up to a 1. But yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 ones. So we just wait for the judge at B to confirm their score. And it's through. Hopefully we can bring that to you now. Here it is, 60.735 at E, 58.382 at H, 60.147 at C, 61.029 at M, and 61.471 at B. A total score of 60.353 and into 10.
61.029 at M and 61.471 at B, 60.353 for
So now we head back to Germany. And it is the turn of Felicitas Hendricks, and she's riding Drombush 2.
German team, Drombush 2, Oldenburg and gelding by this time.
Felicitas is 23 years old. It's her first ever European Championships. She's ranked 25th. Last time out was in Mannheim. She was 4th in the Inter 2 and the Grand Prix. Scored 70.088 in the Inter 2, 71.821 in the Grand Prix. So our second rider for Germany, it is Felicitas Hendricks and Drombush 2. He's a 12-year-old gelding. Their best score 72.912. Really lovely there in the extended trot. Huge ground cover. Nice open frame. And beautifully balanced in the half passes. Good energy here in the passage, and a nice transition into Piaf. Just a little reminder there from the rider's leg, say come on, keep going, keep with me. Again, nicely into Piaf. Better this time, much better transitions. 2 8s and 3 7s for the last Piaf. 3 7.5s and 2 7s for the transitions. And 7.5s and 8s for the final bit of passage. Good relaxation here in the walk, really good rhythm. Really lovely uphill canter. Again, maintaining that lovely contact throughout. Hasn't changed through the trot or the canter work. Good in the canter pirouette. Really well centered, nicely balanced. I've had several analogies, whether you try and get it the size of a dinner plate or a dustbin lid. But that was certainly small enough. Looking a really, really neat test. Personal best of 72.912. Sitting just below that at the moment. Still the tempo changes to go. Beautifully straight, lots of air time in the changes. More eights. Lovely extended trot, 7.5s across the board as she comes down the final centre line now in passage. And there we have it for Felicitas Hendricks and Drombush 2.
Dankeschön, thank you.
What a super test. That is certainly going to go into the lead, I'm sure. A really, really super job. At the moment, it is her teammate Selina Söder in the lead with 70.470. And she was trending much higher. Here we have it, 72.941 at E, 73.529 at H, 72.941 at C, M, 72.647 at B, 73.235, a personal best score of 73.059. So, Germany well and truly in the lead.
For Felicitas Hendricks and Drombush from Germany. So let me breathe again, ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the next competitors.
So now into the arena. It is the second rider. Oh no, sorry, it is the individual rider, in fact, for Sweden.
And the first one is now
no, sorry, they do have a team. Just
Swedish
3 riders for Sweden. It is Filippa Norrman, and she's riding HS Indigo. A 14-year-old. Filippa is 25 years old. It's her first European Championships. Ranked 132nd. Last time out, they scored 64.231 for 11th place in the Grand Prix and 69.730 for 9th in the freestyle. A Swedish warm blood. So into the arena now, the first rider for Sweden, it is Filippa Norrman and HS Indigo. Good bend through the body there in the half pass. Just needs to take the contact a little bit more forward. You can see him just tucking behind the vertical there in the half passes. But lovely smooth transitions from left to right. Losing the activity there going into the PF. Yeah, 6s and a 5 for the first PF and 6s for the transitions. Just fell off a little bit off of her aids. So let's see if she can ride this one a bit more forward. Yeah, better going in. Just bananaing as well, isn't he? Like you could see the quarters just coming to the inside there as well. She may have hit that fairly well with it being down the other end of the arena. Interestingly, B's score is a lot lower, so they must have picked up on the lack of straightness. Really nice there in the walk. Good ground cover, great activity. Really walking over the back. Good transition up into the canter. Just a little head shake. Almost getting irritated by something. Good preparation for the canter pirouette. Yeah, just lost a bit of the connection and the engagement. Just got a little bit long and flat there in the canter pirouette. Just needed to get a little bit more of a half hold before going into the canter pirouette. And quite a lot of resistance there as well. You can see an open mouth. Yeah, slightly better in the canter pirouette there to the right. And now into the tempes. Good ground cover there in the tempi changes. A little bit of swinging. Oh, another mistake in the ones. He just tucked a little bit behind the vertical there, and it's like she lost the connection and therefore couldn't get him stepping up through those changes, and that's why the mistake crept in. Oh, and a little break there in the extended trot. So coming down the centre line now. Some nice steps in the passage. The first team rider for Sweden, Filippa Norrman and HS Indigo, just completed their test there. Unfortunately, just a few mistakes creeping in, preventing them from getting a higher mark. A few fours, a few threes, just a couple of mistakes, unfortunately, really holding them back there. Our first ever European Championship, so a great debut for them. Going to be looking at coming back stronger in the individual Grand Prix over Friday and Saturday. We'll see part 2 tomorrow for this and the young riders team test.
The scores are in.
And the scores are in 63.235 at E, 62.794 at H, 64.853 at C, 65.441 at M, and 64.559 from B, 64.176 into 11th place there for Filippa Norrman.
64.176.
Now into the arena, it is the second rider for Portugal. It is Pedro Garrido, and he is riding jockey. He's 24 years old. First European Championships.
Still on the 6th place.
Riding jockey. He's a 9-year-old. Ranked 45th. Last time out, they were 64.657 in the Inter 2, the 3rd place. It's a lovely Lusitano gelding. So the bell has gone. We just see the clock counting down on the big screen there. And to enter the arena. So into the arena now. It is Pedro Garrido and a jockey for Portugal. A nice still first halt. A good start. Good steps in the extended trot. As I said earlier, these horses tend to come into their own when it gets to the piaffe and passage work. Still 6.5, a 6 and a 7 for the extended trot. Nice bend through the body in the half pass. Just needs to be careful that it's not quarters leading. Plenty of Portuguese supporters sitting there in the shade. Great activity in the passage and a nice transition into the piaffe. Definitely moved forward. I would say moved forward a little bit more than a metre there. Just needs to be careful of the rhythm in the passage. Better there in that second piaffe. Much more on the spot, better activity too. Lovely relaxation. Could just let the contact go a little bit more. Encourage him down and out, and then that really helps with the ground cover as well. Just lost a bit of the straightness there in the flying change. Good steps in the medium canter. Just swung a little bit to the inside in the change itself. Pretty nice, well balanced canter pirouette. And a good difference shown there in the extended canter. Not the most extravagant that we've seen, but very correct. Nicely centered again in the canter pirouette. Maybe could just do with a little bit more activity. 3 7s, a 7.5 and a 6.5. Just at times swinging a little bit on the change to the left, the change to the right. It's really nice and upright. Just goes a little bit on the shoulder in the change to the left. Changing together. A few 4s and 3s for the one-time changes. As he comes down the final centre line now. And there we have it for Pedro Garrido, and jockey for Portugal.
Obrigado, Pedro Garrido, and jockey from Portugal. Thank you.
The second rider that's come forward for Portugal in this under-25 Intermediate 2. The first one was André José Brás. He scored 66.912. Pedro sitting around 64, and here we go, 65.735 at E, 63.529 at H, 65.588 at C, at M 64.853, and at B 64.853. So a total score of 64.912, and into 11th place for Pedro.
Pedro Garrido and jockey from Portugal.
So next up we have the Netherlands, we then have Belgium, France and Denmark.
8 teams in total, 2 of them with 3 riders in the list.
So there you can see the overall score for Portugal so far. I have 4 competitors
Four,
coming forward,
the
so we'll
Dutch
see another
team.
2 tomorrow.
Easy to
So
see.
next in we have Daphne van
Points, Cupido.
Peperstraten
The Dutch
and Green Points
gelding by
Cupido.
Johnson, TN and Duco. Presented by Daphne van Peperstraten, the Netherlands.
Daphne's 23 years old. It's her 7th European Championships. She is a multi-medalist, riding in ponies in 2015 and 2016, juniors in 2017 and 2018, young riders in 2019 and 2020. She's been riding this 16-year-old since 2017 when she started at juniors. They're ranked 6th. She has won, are you ready for this? 2 team golds, 2 team silvers, 1 team bronze, 4 individual golds, 1 individual silver, 1 individual bronze. And actually in 2018, she picked up the triple gold. In 2020, she picked up the team and freestyle gold and individual bronze. So a very, very experienced young lady. Going to definitely be looking to add to her medal tally this weekend. What a lovely horse. Very athletic. Super ground cover in the extended work. Nice suppleness here in the half passes. Again, just creeping a little bit behind the vertical there. Oh, that's a real shame. Just ground to a halt in the Piaf there. Great energy in the passage. And again, better towards the end, those last few steps of the Piaf. But really, really struggling in those today. And of course, it affects the transition marks as well. Lovely relaxation in the walk. Tracking up beautifully, lovely activity there. Really on the aids up into that canter. Unfortunately, a mistake in the flying change. She needs to claw back some marks. Right, now preparing for the canter pirouette. Well prepared. And nicely ridden. Again, well centered. Just needs to keep that canter rhythm throughout. A huge ground cover there in the extended canter. This horse has so much power. Yeah, pretty nice again in the canter pirouette. Again, just needs to watch the canter rhythm. Lovely two-time changes. Very, very nicely done. This horse has such enormous reach in his changes. Yeah. Very smart. 3/8 for both lines and 2 7.5s. Slowly creeping back up, but it's certainly not the percentage she would have hoped for today. Those piafs have really, really cost her dearly. So coming down now into their final halt. It is Daphne van Peperstraten and Greenpoint's Cupido.
Daphne van Peperstraten and Greenpoint's Cupido.
They are the second rider for the Netherlands. This horse by Johnson. Such a lovely horse. Beautiful presence in the arena and just maintains such a lovely uphill frame throughout. Really lovely and soft. Just those mistakes creeping in today. The mistake in the medium canter with the flying changeover X, and then just completely dropped her in the piaffe. So those bits very, very expensive. Just stopping her from getting a plus 70%, which I know she would have hoped for. So waiting for the judge at B to confirm. Here we have.
Nearly
Here we go. E 67.5 at H 67.353 at C 71.324 at M 69.265 and at B 67.941. The total score there of 68.677 and into fifth place for Daphne van Peperstraten and Greenpoint's Cupido. So just 3 left to go in this first half of the under 25 European Championships Intermediate 2 to decide the team medals. 1 for Belgium, 1 for France and 1 for Denmark. So next into the arena we have Belgium's Soraya Hendrix and dear friend 2, a Westphalian 12-year-old by gelding by Danone. Soraya is 24 years old. It's her 7th European Championships. Did ponies in 2014, juniors in 2017, young riders in 2018, 2019 and 2020, and under 25 in 2021. They are ranked 29th. Rode this horse in every championships from 2017, actually apart from 2021. So, in now for Belgium, Soraya Hendrix and dear friend 2. Last time out, they competed in Aachen. They scored 65.684 for 7th place in the Grand Prix. Really nice and correct so far. Lovely reach in the half passes. Good bend through the body and smooth transitions from left to right. Super activity here in the Passage. Just dropping a little bit there in the Piaffe, unfortunately. Just needs to be careful of the hover on the right hind. Again, just lacking activity there in the Piaffe. Lovely walk. Really, really super through the body. Nice and active there. Good ground cover. Just have taken the nose out a tiny bit more. Being picky. And a good transition up into the canter. Well ridden, nice and straight on the diagonal line there in the medium canter. Good, clean, expressive flying change. Maintaining that uphill tendency through the canter pirouette. Combination best of 68.912%. Yeah, quite difficult there. She got him a little bit too back and didn't really go around that hind leg. Good transition back into the collected trot. Lovely activity here in the Passage. Good rhythm. Oh, just a tiny little blip there, but really nice there in the Passage. 7s from the judges and a 7.5. Currently sitting on around 67.7. Their personal best 68.9. The second representative for Team Belgium, Soraya Hendrix, and dear friend too, a very experienced member of the team. So we just wait for the score to be confirmed, and we bring you 2 more competitors in this first half of the class. And here's the score, 68.676 at E, 66.765 at H, 68.382 from C. At M, it's 68.088, and at B, 66.618. A total score of 67.706, and into 7th place there for Soraya Hendrix.
Dear friend with 67.706.
So next in the arena is a rider for France. It is Sara Lopez and Diablo Disemval.
And on the big arena for riding, ladies and gentlemen, we have
Sarah is 22 years old. It's her second European Championships. Competed as a junior in 2019, finishing 45th place. Competed on this same horse. They're ranked 26th at the moment. This horse is 15 years old. Last time out, scored 67.441%.
Sinclair, presented by
In second place, that put them. So our penultimate rider to go for the day. It is Sara Lopez and Diablo Disemval for France. Best score 69.51. Lovely lift in the trot work. Great energy. Could have a little bit more bend through the body, especially in that half pass to the left. Again, another one just struggling with that piaffe transition, maintaining the activity in the piaffe itself. Better transition into the piaffe this time. Yeah, definitely slightly better that time. 6s and a 6.5. as opposed to 5s and 5.5. Good relaxation there in the walk. Lovely ground cover. Maintaining it well through the collective walk. Whoa. Don't know if you got a little bit worried about the music there. That was quite a big crescendo into the canter and just looked like he got a bit tense. Well centered there in the canter pirouette. Nice and uphill. Good positioning there in the canter half pass. Setting her up well for this canter pirouette. Better this way. Lovely, and straight into the changes. Really well ridden there. 7s across the board for those. Again, beautifully straight, just lacking a little bit of activity in those last few. Beautifully consistent. Had a little blip at the beginning of that passage. Just came back a little bit too much. But there we have it. Sara, Lopez and Diablo de Saint-Val for France. Our second competitor coming forward for the French team. With one rider left to go in this class. Well, in part one of this class, I should say.
Competitor for the French team. Still in the lead, 2 German riders, followed up by...
So we have one final competitor for
Danish,
Denmark.
Competitor.
And then we'll see the 3rd and 4th riders come forward tomorrow. Again, they start at 1:30.
And on the 4th place, till now.
First up, we have the young rider class. That's part 2, so we'll see the 3rd and 4th riders for the young riders. But now we welcome in the second rider for the Danish team. It is Sara Hendricks Hyrm and Aagaard's Cooper. We have scores though for Sara Lopez, 64.853 at E, 63.824 at H, 65 from C, 66.176 at M, and at B, 62.353, a total score of 64.441. And there you can see the overall marks for France. So back to Sara. She's 22 years old. It's her 9th European Championships. Competed in ponies in 2015, 16 and 17. A junior 2018, 2019. And young rider 2021 and 2022. She's ranked 63rd. Last time out, they scored 72.521 for a win in the Grand Prix. This is a 9-year-old Danish warm blood by Shamur. So our final rider of part 1 of this under 25 intermediate 2. It is Sara Hendricks Hyrm, and she's riding Aagaard's Cooper. Their best score 68.284. Lovely, and uphill in this extended trot, tracking up beautifully there. Lovely transitions as well. 2 8s, 2 7.5s and a 7. Definitely think that was more than a 7 in my opinion. Lovely, tall, elegant horse. Again, really lovely, and the changes of bend through from the right to the left and back to the right again. Super activity here in the passage. And you can see as well, the frame just doesn't change, just maintains that lovely activity into a nice contact. Just got a little bit tight towards the end of the piaffe there. One judge definitely not enjoying the piaffe. The rest on 6.5 and 7s, and one judge rewarding us 5. Good relaxation here in the extended walk. Pretty nice ground cover. Very nice stretch. Beautifully ridden there across the diagonal. Really nice and forward. Lovely change over X. Yeah, just losing a little bit of the canter 3 beat there. Beautiful. So nice and uphill. And you could see that she prepared that flying change. She brought him back, asked for the change. Really beautifully ridden. Slightly better there in the canter pirouette to the right. So sitting on 70.8, that would be enough to split up the top 2 Germans. Not quite enough to overtake Felicitas. She's on 73.059. But we have Selina on 70.4. 8s for those one-time changes. 3 8s for the 2s. Oh, that's a shame. Just a little trip. That's a real pity. 3 6s, a 5 and a 5.5. So coming down now, our final rider of the day. It is Sara Aagaard Hyrm and Aagaard's Cooper.
Thank you.
A really, really super test from this
Second
partnership.
competitor for
What
Denmark,
a
and
test.
the final
Really,
competitor
really
for today,
beautiful
but
to
of
watch.
course we are
Shame
waiting
about
for
that
her
little trip in that
to
final
put on the
extended
big
trot.
screen and in our hearts.
As I said, one judge really not enjoying the Piaf, and you'll see when the total scores come up, that judge sitting a little bit lower.
And
72.206 at E, H70, at C 70.588, at M 69.412, and at B 73.235. So a personal best score there of 71.088%.
Total score
That's enough to put her into second place. Very, very close between Denmark and Germany. It's the same in the young rider classes as well. It's all to play for tomorrow. So that's the team ranking after two riders from each country. So there we see Germany in the lead, 73.059. Denmark in second with that score of 71.088. And the Netherlands in third with 68.677. Then Belgium, Portugal, Spain, France and Sweden. So really, really all to play for tomorrow in this under-25 European Championships team test and also in the young riders. So very, very exciting as we head into tomorrow's competition. But there are the individual results from this class. Felicitas Hendricks at Dornbusch 2. They're in the lead, 73.059. Then Sara, whose test we just saw there, 71.088. And Selina in Caroline Elsner. So that's it for today. It is, of course, the opening ceremony tonight, so I hope all of the riders enjoy that. But make sure you join us back tomorrow. It is the second half of the young rider team competition and the second half of this under-25 competition. So we'll be back at 8 a.m. Central European time, 7 a.m. UK time. Then at 1:15 for the second half of this under-25 Grand Prix. It's the Intermediate 2 test today and tomorrow Grand Prix, Friday and Saturday. So make sure you join us back for the conclusion of the team medals. But that's it from me, Natasha Baker. Join us back tomorrow. Good night.
step out of your limousine, got my eyes on you. Got a face out of magazine, and I don't know what to do here. It's cold and the lights are low. We both got nowhere to go. Feel the rush of adrenaline every time we get too close. So I say, can you hold me? I wanna know who you are. Can you show me so I can heal all your scars? I wanna know your name. I hope that you feel the same. Can you hold me? I wanna know who you are. Full of memories that I can't control. Looking for a remedy since the day you let me go, yeah. You say we belong together. I told you I'm yours forever. I need some therapy until the day you're coming home. No, no, no. Can you hold me? I wanna know who you are. Can you show me? I wanna heal all your scars. Too many sleepless nights that I got you on my mind. Say, can you hold me? I wanna know who you are. I wanna know your name. I hope that you feel the same. Can you hold me? I wanna know who you are. Can you show me so I can heal all the scars? Too many sleepless nights that I got you on my mind. So can you hold me? I wanna know who you are.
Anniversary, another memory blurring in my head. Thought I'd let you go, guess you never know. I want you to believe. I remember the first time, last time, and all times in between. You're making me more myself than I could ever be. Even if the sky is falling, I'll be there to catch your warning. We could sit in silence talking. I'll be there when you decide you're falling apart. And when they all fly out by their own wings, you're not the only one who's walking. Even if it takes till the morning, I'll be there when you decide you're falling apart. Blowing smoke away, feels like yesterday when I felt the worst. Open up to me, swear I'll never leave unless you say the word. Forget about last time, this time I will make it right. Let them say that we're nothing, 'cause I'll make you my everything tonight. Even if the sky is falling,
explain that I miss you more when I'm away. And I swear I've been counting the days, but when you're here I think I need some space. Well shit, we've always had good conversations, oh we used to, but I haven't been serious since high school. Maybe I'm the one to blame, but in real life it's not the same.